Welcome back. This is SeeWing Yi from the Yi Real Estate Network, and I'm going to share with you the fastest growing real estate asset class, co-living, rent by the room business model. All right, so let me share my screen. So enjoy and tighten your seat belt. You're gonna love this amazing new skyrocketing real estate asset class. Okay. A little bit about myself and my network. The Year Real Estate Network, we've been doing this for more than 20 years. We've been doing traditional long-term rental, rent by the house for many, many years in the fastest growing housing markets in the country for the past 20 years, mainly in the Sun Belt area, South and South East area, typically Florida and Texas and few surrounding states. Long-term rental, or now we are easily pivoting, transitioning, if you will, into co-living properties, rent by the room, new construction model, same kind of blueprint, same kind of locations. So myself and our builders and our teams, we've been in this type of markets for many, many years. And so we have the proof of concept, we have the system, process, and procedures to help our investors to buy new construction co-living models. Okay, so we are again, we're the leading provider of 100% turnkey, 99% passive, hands-off, ground up new construction, co-living, rent by the model properties, generating very high cash flow from some of the fastest growing housing markets in the country. So you're welcome to pause the screen on your own when you replay the video so you can digest some of these details of every screenshot that I'm showing, because I might be going quite fast on my presentation because I have quite a few slides to show. All right. I'm just going to highlight, the big picture. At the end of the day, hey, you can be anywhere in the country. You can buy long distance, remotely, no matter where you live. We have the one-stop shop, our turnkey property management, our Padsplit marketing technology platform would do everything for you, almost 100% passive, because we realize most of you are very, very busy professionals earning six-figure income. You have career you have to take care of. You have families and children you have to manage. You live in a potentially a very expensive market, and you want to diversify into real estate investing, and co-living is a one investment model, which is, it's just skyrocketing. It's growing so fast. So we are at the forefront of this new real estate amazing asset class. All right. So with that said, let's continue. So again, does not matter how many properties you buy through us in the next few years and beyond. Hey, you don't have to create a second job, right? You don't need to deal with the tenants and toilets. You don't need to deal with the midnight rent collection, eviction. You don't have to do none of that, because our team does it for you every step of the way. Regardless of how many properties you ultimately own, in the end, you spend 1 to 2 hours per month in managing your portfolio from long distance. Okay. All right. Get that out of the way. Again, we have a team of everything. As you can see, we have done all the due diligence, not most of the due diligence and research. Yep, we have the team in place. So you don't have to, you know, spend much more time. Some people to find, when people try to find their own team to work with them, especially long distance, right? You could be spending weeks and months and years to find your own team, to find your own properties to do it. We have done everything for you. Okay, that's what kind of value is that? So meanwhile, before I go on, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and better yet, put your email into my newsletter database inside my website so you can become a free member of our real estate investing community. And so in your email inbox, you will receive free real estate contents coming to you about all aspects of real estate investing, so you can become a better informed and confident real estate investor. All right, so let's continue. So new builds co-living model is we have the gold standards. Okay. So this video is for educational purposes only. I'm not a tax or financial advisor, licensed one. And so therefore you have to consult your own financial advisors to go over your unique situation. All right. So that's my disclaimer. So co-living Padsplit. Padsplit, like I said, is one of our partners. Our co-living property manager is our other partners. Padsplit is a marketing technology platform. They will pre-screen the tenant for you as a host, and they will do the rent collection. Of course, they charge a fee, and so forth and so on. So it's all, and the current Padsplit markets, we have over 40 markets in the country. We're growing by leaps and bounds. Right now, there are 29,000 co-living units throughout the country. As of 2025, by the end of this year, 2026, we expect to have an additional 6 to 10,000 uh, total units available. So as you can see, this amazing growth year over year since 2018 that Padsplit has been around. So we're catering to the workforce, right? Housing, okay? A lot of workforce housing. They are, they only there are 31 million households that are earning less than 35K per year, and ordinarily they would pay 1650, depending on what metro in the US. Ordinarily for a studio or one bedroom, they pay 1650 per month, and they have to pay their own utility and deposits and furniture, the whole 9 yards. But we have a better solution. Okay, we're helping to address the affordability housing crisis this epidemic is happening all over the country for years and years to come. So as a potential investor, landlord that you are, you can feel good that you are making a difference in a community, so you can have access to people who that can decrease their housing costs to rent your nice room, clean and safe room in a co-living community scenario. All right. So yeah, and let me see what else. Yep. Padsplit has done a lot of marketing, a lot of research over the past years, and Google research of potential tenants. When they click co-living, as you can see, there are so much demand for affordable rent by the room housing, according to Padsplit, as you can see by this graph. All right. 2.1 million renters search for room for rent every single month in the US, right? And when ultimately when they're able to rent your room, you as a landlord, host, investor, you will receive more income, high collections, low evictions rate, fast leasing, all part of our ecosystem of a team approach, Padsplit, plus our co-living property management, the whole 9 yards. And yes, you can have 10 strangers sharing a house. Is very much a doable. We have done it for many, many years. And Padsplit, they have done all the compliance. You as a landlord, you create a corporate lease agreement with Padsplit. Padsplit is your tenant. So as a result, when the tenants when they sign a lease agreement, is a members operating agreement. The tenants and individuals that are renting your rooms, they are the tenant of Padsplit, so they are technically are called member. They are not tenant per se. They are member slash tenant. Okay, I don't want to be too technical, but look, yes, you can have 10 up to 10 strangers in certain jurisdictions. We have done all the legal compliance. We are full-fledged, and this legal compliance with different cities and metros and counties. We have many listings, 70,000 listings so far. So far, there are no local county zoning legal requirements have ever delisted any of our houses, and then we have, like I said, 35,000 units all spread across the country. There's zero delisting of our Padsplit type of membership tenants. So, all right. So, Padsplit, they have an amazing marketing system. They go through some major marketing website, Furnish Finder, Zillow, Roomy, Zumper, everything, all the marketing platform. They will do it on your behalf. All right. So a average tenant that rent a one bedroom, look at the difference between renting on their own versus they come to our Padsplit compliant marketing of our rooms. So it's amazing how much money this workforce, this blue collar uh, type of workers, how much money they save by renting our room in on our Padsplit houses versus on their own renting outside in an apartment. Look how much money, how much a difference we save from those members that rent our units. So this numbers is just so amazing. Padsplit source data, we specialize in new construction, one bedroom, one bath, which is a game changer. And our typical seven, we will give you more details on our properties. But in each 30 days, there were like 2 million searches for a Google search for people trying to rent by the room. And the most challenging areas is the private bathroom. The private bathroom, one bedroom, one bath is the number one most used search filter. 122,000 searches for private bathrooms. You know why? One bedroom, one private bathroom is so desirable. Obviously, because it's privacy, right? Nobody want to share a bathroom. So our new construction model is a great fit. Okay. So having said that, 99.9% of Padsplit co-living rental housing units nationwide does not have the one bedroom to one bathroom ratio. We are the only very minute percentage of Padsplit houses have this amazing one bedroom, one bath ratio. We're able to charge higher rents, 20 to 30% premium rents compared to a shared bathroom. Furthermore, our members stay much longer than usual. Our typical renters that stay with on our one-to-one ratio is like 7 to 10 months. 30% of our members stay beyond 1 year because they love living in this one bedroom, one private ensuite bathroom. Tremendous amount of privacy. There's very little friction. There's very little complaints, arguing about share bathroom and all like that. So this is a game changer. That's why our model, new construction, ground up co-living model, it's just working. We have proof of concept. So this is so amazing. All right, and let's see what else. Right. So our tenants, they have such a good experience. They get along. Look, if they don't get along, they get evicted, right? Yes, if they get evicted, they can't rent another Padsplit house anywhere in the country. So they need to well behave, right? So we have less than 1% evictions rate for those reasons, because our new co-living platform, right? As you can see, right, uh, we have a happy long-term tenant, okay? And if a competing Padsplit home, they're older and they share bathroom and 3 or 4 tenants sharing one bathroom. Those houses are old, crowded houses. Uh, they ultimately the friction. They have unhappy tenants, right? And you don't want that. So our tenants, they don't want to move even under good terms. They don't want to move to another Padsplit house, because another Padsplit house is most likely a older homes sharing a bathroom with 3 or 4 other member tenants, not with our platform. Okay, make sense? Look, getting a Padsplit house is not easy. You have to meet all these very specific details, right? Anybody want to convert a old traditional single family home into a Padsplit homes, increasing the bedrooms is not that simple. And this category will pretty much will determine why, right? You have to be in a right location to attract the proper tenant, right? You have to be close to you know, uh, employer hubs, hospitals, universities, airports, the whole 9 yards. Okay, we have exceeded our new construction. We don't have to worry about this conversion. Yeah, and we have done all the work. Okay, our team have canvassed all the neighborhoods in each areas that uh, we're serving, and we have done all the compliance on your behalf, right? Everything's ground up co-living requirements. Okay. All right. So again, co-living locations our blueprint is we focus on B minus to C class neighborhoods, right? To accommodate the the workforce, the low income blue collar tenants that need a clean and safe place to live, and they will pay 50% less housing costs as opposed to a one bedroom or a studio apartments, right? So they saving like 50% cost. We provide everything, right? We provide everything for them. Utilities are free for them, and everything, utility, internet. When they move into a room, it's all, all ready to go. It's everything's operational. So very, very easy transition. So we don't do any renovated houses. We don't do any home conversion. These other past split houses, you have to do the, buy, refinance, renovate, all those kind of things. Older homes, we don't deal with that. Right? We don't deal with this type of co-living houses. Look at the look at these numbers. Look at the ratio. No, these are not the kind of co-living properties that we are promoting. We're promoting new construction, one bedroom, one bath scenarios. Look at this. I mean, I look at this co-living houses for sale. I personally would not buy them, right? You look at the look at the red flags I see, right? It doesn't make sense. No way. No way I will even touch this type of uh, 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 co-living houses. Okay, so co-living house, not everybody going to be successful, right? You got to do it right. Okay, and our team, our system, our network, we does it right. We don't promote this type of because of all these reasons, right? Too many, newbies and unsophisticated investors want to enter the co-living space. They don't they don't know what are they getting themselves into, right? They try to go to a fake co-living guru. They try to do raising capital, wholesaling into a co-living, seller financing, paying for expensive coaching program from fake co-living gurus out there. They do buy, fix, and flip into a co-living, the bird strategy, right? They use hard money, short-term loans to finance a renovated living deals. At the end of the day, look, people go through this hassle. Those unsophisticated investors try to get into the co-living space. They gonna they they're not going to succeed in a way. Even if they succeed, right? Even if they're able to do finish all that successfully, the returns from their co-living houses is not even close to the returns that we are getting from our new construction co-living homes for many, many reasons. Okay. All right, and let's go on. Again, the problem with traditional co-living properties, I already described them, right? Here they are. And with the realistic way is much, much different. As you can see, right? Apple to apple comparison is not really apple to apple comparison. It's apple to oranges. We got the best system, process, and procedures, right? 100% turnkey, right? Hands off. Who would not want that, right? All right, so yeah, you can pause the screen and look at what are your responsibility as a host, if you will. Once you put your property to partner with Padsplit and to our co-living property managers, you have to pay additional fees, which is fine. We can talk about that later. But at the end of the day, hey, our turnkey partners, our builders, been doing it for years, and they are building this lots for you. They're building this lot for you to reserve the lot, and you pay your deposit or whatever the case may be, then 6 to 8 months, the lots are finished construction, then you're gonna stabilize your property with the member tenants coming in, right? So it's a time-consuming process, but that's the way it is, right? You pay for the lot. Our new construction homes are not yet built. Is to be built once you commit to reserve the lot, deposits, the whole 9 yards. Okay. So again, our builders been around for very, very long time. We have a very, very system, high quality system. Our builder been doing it for a long, long time. They're doing co-living builds for you. No one else is doing it. As I said earlier, right? We have builder financing incentive as well, right? We doing the only way you can finance a co-living property, whether there's a new construction or a renovated conversion from an old house, you have to go through a DSCR financing only, right? This is the only kind of loan program you'll qualify, which is still good, right? It's no doc loan. You don't have to submit your W-2. You don't have to submit your federal tax return. The lender will underwrite the property. If the property qualify based on the debt to income ratio, which it does, obviously our co-living property have at least 2% rent to value ratio, which is much, much higher than the minimum 1% rent to value ratio to qualify to get a DSCR loan, which stands for debt service coverage ratio. No doc, no W-2. All you need is like a FICO score of at least 700, and you need a down payment, of course, of a 20 to 25% down payment. You need to have a cash reserve, PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance of 6 months, PITI of 6 months as a cash reserve. Those are the underwriting requirement to get an investment loan to finance these co-living properties. Does it make sense? Not that difficult at all. Very easy financing for those of you that qualify. All right. So getting this reduced loan builder rate buy down will even give you more cash flow, much more cash flow than you ordinarily would if you get a conventional investment loan, DSCR loan, normally around 7%, right? In the marketplace out there, you're getting 5.5% 30-year fixed rate. DSCR loan, 20 to 25%. If you go with our network, if you go with our builder who are providing these unique, incentives to buy down your rate so you can have more cash flow. All right. So the workforce tenant that we take in is not what you think, right? And our member tenants comes in with all different ages, all different occupations, right? As you can see, the list on so is right here. Okay, massive demand for co-living houses from different tenant sources. This is our traditional workforce tenant profile, right? It's not what you think, right? The average age is 30 to 60 years old. We have senior citizens on Social Security, renting, disabled veterans, working professionals, traveling healthcare workers, college grads, military personnel, in the whole 9 yards. So many people want to rent by the room. It's so affordable. So again, this is our core tenants. So feel free to look at this type of tenant profile, and there's obviously, there's much more demand than there is supply of co-living rooms across every city in the country, everywhere. This is a tremendous affordability issues that are existing out there, right? The rental demand is so prevalent. Okay, so here's here our tenant profile. We also have a secondary tenant profile. We are partnering with Furnish Finder, who are going to bring in higher quality tenants for our rent by the room model as well. And Furnish Finder is the midterm rental space. This higher tenant profile, as you can see, traveling professionals, corporate relocations, family relocating, and so forth and so on. Again, our average 30 to 40% of our tenants stay 1 to 3 years. You can make the argument that our tenant profile is pretty much long term, even though our members they sign a minimum 3 months lease with Padsplit. Many of them because they love our great living conditions, environment, one bedroom, one bathroom ratio, which is we charge a lot more rent than a share a bathroom competitor out there. And also our tenants our members will stay a lot longer, right? 7 to 10 months on the average, less than 1% evictions rate. And we typically Padsplit will, once we close escrow on our new construction houses and we put our investors buy the furnishing package, of course, is the additional cost, typically another 10,000, maybe slightly more per 7 bedroom, 7 bath model. Then once you fully furnish the rooms, then Padsplit will do the marketing and our property manager will do all the day-to-day activities. And it takes about 30 to 40 days to fully rent out all your rooms in the house that you own. So renting once a tenant leaves, once a member leaves their room, it takes like 1 to 2 weeks for us to re-rent the house. And the typical cleaning costs us like $50 to $100 to clean out the one room once our member leaves for whatever reason, right? So if we have two rooms vacant out of the 7 rooms house we have, you still cash flow, right? With so much different than the traditional long-term tenants where, if you have a 2 or 3 months vacancy, you have several $1,000s of out of pocket you have to address, plus several $1,000s of cleaning and maintenance and all that, right? So it's just such a big difference between traditional rental versus a co-living because we are able to charge 3 or 4 times more monthly rent because of our multiple income stream format. All right, so less than 1% of co-living rentals are new construction. We are the only game in town in terms of new construction, right? And you buy this property 100%. You own it, okay? You own the property yourself. All right, is it amazing? This is a game changer, okay? Brand new, warranties, everything, all right? So real quick from a high level, we have 5 co-living properties. We are expanding our builder that we work with for all these years. They have the means necessary. They have the financial resources to expand into the other co-living markets. Currently, we have Jacksonville, Tampa, Houston, and Central Florida, Ocala, and Orlando. So our new construction model, which is the only game in town in the country, right? It's expanding very rapidly. So come on board and grow with us. It's a one-stop shop. Look at this beautiful, high quality construction we have for our members. They're gonna love this type of living environment. They don't want to leave, okay? Yes, there will be some friction, there will be some evictions, but they are few and far in between because, you put yourself in the shoes of a member, right? They're saving money by renting our rooms. We charge in typically excess of $1,000, depending on which model, which location. But look, and we are, there are for at least 50, Padsplit housing markets all over the country. We are the top 5 of those co-living housing track record. We are in those market. Jacksonville is one, as you can see the numbers, right? Okay, private bedroom, we charge a lot more per week versus a shared bedroom. I already talked about that. Look at the occupancy rates. We are much, much higher than the benchmark. Look how many units are being rented in Jacksonville upcoming. Look how many people searching for rooms to rent in any given month in Jacksonville, right? So one of our top co-living markets. And this is the typical blueprint. We have single family home, 7 bungalow, 7 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. And this is the pricing. This is the cash flow, which is absolutely incredible. Almost $2,000 monthly net cash flow. When you deduct everything, you look at the monthly deduction of all those, your taxes, your insurance, your property management fee. You pay 8% for Padsplit for marketing and rent collection, and you pay another 8% for the co-living property management. So total 16% property management fee per month. And of course, everything else, the maintenance, 350, it's just the estimate. Utilities, you as a landlord have to pay all the utilities, the internet, the water, the electric, the whole 9 yards, almost $1,000, right? And you pay for the mortgage, whatever your mortgage amount is, based on the whatever interest rate you qualify for, the whole 9 yards. At the end of the day, and this is your down payment. You have to pay your furnishing costs as well. At the end of the day, your cash flow, 14% cap rates, amazing cash flow, right? And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We have this amazing duplex, 14 bedroom and 14 bathrooms, 600 to 650K, depending on the location, 20 to 25% down payment. Look at the gross rent. This gross rent is for 14 grand. Annual gross rent is like $168,000. You're collecting $168,000 gross rents per year on this duplex model, and your monthly net cash flow is a whopping $5,000 net cash flow after deducting your mortgage, taxes, insurance, utilities, vacancies, and upkeep and all that stuff. Still have 5 grand. You can retire off the 5 grand per month, can't you? Some people can, right? Just by one purchase, you can retire yourself, okay? But several of our investors are getting more than one. They're getting 2 or 3 because they have the capital, right? They have the equity, they have the home equity line of credit. They're doing 1031 tax-free exchange. So, we go after the six-figure income investors that have the capital to understand the numbers, they understand the business model, they understand the high return and low risk associated with working with us. So that's the whole deal, okay? Or you can pause the screen, look at the numbers yourself. It's amazing. Rent to value ratio is in excess of 2%. The capitalization rate of 14 to 16%, cash and cash return up to 36%. The total ROI at the end of the first year, 50 to 60%. This is crazy, okay? I mean, this is absolutely incredible. Look at the metrics. The Padsplit have done their marketing on an ongoing basis. Look how many active units in Houston, Texas that we have new construction with. Look at how many people searching for one rooms on any given 30 days, 30,000 people. Look at the weekly rates with a private bathroom, much more than other co-living property with shared bathroom. As you can see, right? Look at the occupancy rates. It's just amazing. Okay, Houston, we have a 10-10 model, our duplex 650K. You put 20 to 25% down payment. At the end of the day, net monthly cash flow almost $3,000. Houston is very, very great co-living marketplace. And here are the numbers. You can pause the screenshot, look at the numbers are on your own. It's just off the chart. You see the benchmark numbers in terms of it. It's really amazing. Much better than traditional long-term rental. And Tampa, our other market, we currently look at 111,000 searches on a monthly basis for rent by the room. See, goes to show you the active demand in this particular market. Almost 2,500 active units of co-living properties in operation in this market, right? And look at the rates, right? Look at the private bedroom per week is 300, so times 4 weeks is 1,200 per room per member, which is amazing return. Okay, look at the occupancy, very, very high in our Tampa models, 8 bedroom, 8 bath, kind of a different configuration. 600 grand, all the numbers, here are the numbers, here are the pro forma. Again, I'm not gonna go over it. It takes too long. But all right, we have upcoming quads available. We don't know the pricing of the quad. Could be 850K, could be 900K in Jacksonville, Florida. Fourplex, right? A quad is a fourplex, 16 bedroom, 16 private bathroom, right? So if you have 20 to 25% down payment, around $200,000, a lot of people have it, believe it or not. Might as well just scale up, right? Just you can, achieve the maximum of amount of cash flow with the least amount of units, right? You don't need 50 doors. You don't need 100 doors to achieve the level of cash flow you can get. But all you gotta do is buy one, two, three, or more of these co-living properties of different models that we have, and your cash flow right off the bat will be off the chart, right? So you can get to your financial freedom goal a lot quicker if you have the capital, if you have the execution motivation to do these kind of deals, right? All right, so I'm about to conclude this, and we are expanding into other markets. We're the only new construction co-living investment models available out there in the marketplace in across the whole US, right? According to my research and knowledge. All right, so Florida and Texas is growing by leaps and bounds for a lot of reasons. Now, I'm not going to go into that, but everything's very easy to do in these markets. And we have done vetted all the markets, all the neighborhoods, all the jurisdictions. We know the legality behind everything. We have the team to help you to scale your portfolio. And at the end of the day, you acquire few of these co-living properties. At some point in time, sooner than later, it may be able to replace, or your active income, replace your W-2 income, whatever. You can scale nicely. You can accelerate your passive income by using this iconic, skyrocketing, fastest growing real estate asset class, co-living, rent by the room. We have this unique new construction model, as I discussed with you. So the next step is contact me directly to do a complimentary consultation. There's a VIP wait list. We do not have enough lots available for the number of potential motivated buyers out there. So once we pre-qualify you, we put you on a wait list up to 30 days to find a lot and for you, so we can do the permitting with the local jurisdiction to get the permit out of the way. Then you can submit. Then once you identify a lot, you pay the reserve deposit. Then you pay several draws, several deposit into our builders. We can build for you, right? So the several deposit equals 20 to 25% of the deposit. And once your house is done within 6 to 8 months construction time, then the deposit you make we're going to divert the deposit into your down payment to do the loan, and then the rest is history, right? And this is our typical construction. We have several deals already of our investors who already closed escrow, and they've been they waited 4 to 6 months to get their houses built. So we have a proof of concept for the past 1 year. And our investors are 100% passive. Okay, Padsplit and our property management does everything for them, and they getting the tenant, they getting the cash flow per our expectations. So they are very, very happy camper, right? At the end of the day, right, you're building a real estate empire. It all depends on your goals, right? How ambitious you want to be, right? So again, okay, you have time freedom, right? You're not trading tenants and toilets, right? You are a investor. You are not a landlord. What you outsource your mortgage payments to all these multiple member tenants, and you delegate all the labor intensive work to our property managers and our team on the ground in each of these housing markets, right? So it's just such a 100% turnkey. It's just it's hands off, right? You just you sleep at the end of the night, and you receive income. You receive your checks while you're sleeping, right? You make your money while you're sleeping peacefully. And Warren Buffett says, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Now is a great time to be greedy in a good way, while most people are stuck in the sidelines with analysis paralysis, right? So again, here we are. We have this system we have developed for many, many years. So partner with us as an individual investors. You buy this property 100%, you own it, but we will manage it for you over time. We have a one-stop shop, right? One-stop shop. Everything you need, we have it within our network, right? Investment guidance, ongoing consultation, due diligence package, Padsplit, and property management coordination, off-market property deals that we have with this new construction. So if you want to come to our monthly property tours in our various locations, feel free to do so. And of course, we have coaching, mentoring, some pay, some not unpaid. The whole stop shop available for you from our network. So at the end of the day, you have three options: do nothing, stay in financial mediocrity, do something on your own. It'll take you days, weeks, months, and years to find your own team, to do your own research, which is very, very, you're not going to succeed that way, I don't think, maybe. But the third option is work with us. We have done everything on the ground. We have vetted pretty much everything, okay? We've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time. I've coached and consulted hundreds, if not thousands, of turnkey mom and pop investors from across the country, mainly from California and other expensive markets. We've been doing this for a very, very long time. So we have a great track record. But so at the end of the day, it's all about you. Live your life on your own terms, okay? Whatever it is, whatever your goals are, whatever your lifestyles are, you create a portfolio of co-living properties and get the passive income you deserve, so you could do the things you want to do that are important to you. I like traveling. I like cruising all over the world. I've been doing it for a long, long time. That is my goal. I'm experiencing a semi-retirement lifestyle for a long, long time, and you can do the same, whatever your goals are. Okay. All right. So again, like and please, if you see value in this presentation, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also put your email into my email inbox so you become a free member of our real estate community, so you have access to these kind of deals, and so you can start taking action to achieve your generational wealth for yourself and your family and your loved ones. All right. So here's my contact information. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the future. Good luck. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.